Riders, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com, and today we have a 2007 Yamaha YZF R6, and as you can tell pretty much right away, it's a very clean, shiny blue, Yamaha blue and black paint scheme on this bike. It has the shorty little Megaphone exhaust, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But other than that, in the windscreen, which the windscreen is an aftermarket windscreen, it's all blacked out. You can see how that looks there. Other than that, it's a stock machine. Stock turn signals, both front and rear. Everything else is like I said, stock except for the exhaust and the windscreen. But there are some blemishes, little ones, as you would probably expect on a used machine. But a little bit right here might be a little tough to tell. Sort of see it in the light there. Other than that, it's a pretty clean bike. So, a Yamaha R6. If you don't know, 600cc inline 4 SuperSport. These bikes were born and bred for the racetrack. You can see up here, a little sticker was taken off. A little bit of an outline. You know, that's another little blemish. Not a big deal, but you could probably just stick another warning sticker over there if you wanted to. But anyhow, the R6s were born and bred, developed for the racetrack. I believe in the first year that these bikes came out, it won the SuperSport title. And they have won a ton of SuperSport titles. And it's probably one of the winningest SuperSports out there. The one great cool thing about this bike is these are fly-by-wire. So the throttle bodies are servo controlled. So it is modern technology. So this bike was in that first generation of bikes to have that. Very cool tech. You can see like tiniest little tear right there. But anyhow, the R6s, you know, these things rev to 17.5. They rev real high. They're screamers. They sound like it. It's just really what these bikes are all about. Staying high in the RPM. It sounds super cool, no doubt. Just a cool bike. But as you know, these things are highly, highly capable of doing some extreme lean angle, some real fast pace around a racetrack. A little bit of crack piece right there. Let's see here. In the front, there's not much to really talk about there. It's, like I said, overall, it's a pretty clean bike. Bar ends are good. Mirror ends are good. It's good all the way down to the bottom of the belly pan. Just a clean bike. It's a used bike, of course, so, you know, there are some of those little blemishes here and there. But overall, you know, that is to be expected. But overall, you know, it's in really great shape. It's a good-looking machine. She's going to treat you right. So let's see here. Controls are pretty normal. High beam, low beam. Turn signal, left, right, cancel. Your horn. And this bike, let me see if I can go to the other side here. And let's see here. Oh. Do I have that even on right? Oh, there we go. Let's see. There we go. 9,312 miles. That's it. You can hear that pipe, sounds pretty good. So it's not obnoxious. It's actually something, it does give it some attitude, but it's not an obnoxious sound where it's gonna really freak the neighbors out. There's your low beam, that's your high beam. Low beam, high beam. Turn it off. And let's see here. Oh yeah, this has aftermarket levers. So these are fully adjustable. One of the other little added things here. Let's see. Let's do that for your turn signal. Let's go left front. Go right rear. Go right front. And let's do foot brake. Hand brake. Cancel that. Here's your horn. So pretty straightforward, you know, and the dash, you have a gear selector, which is kind of cool. You know, your miles turn up when you turn that on, when you turn the bike on. But straightforward stuff. Little clock in the left-hand corner and centrally located tach, which is really nice. No, that's your miles per hour. Sometimes they put gear selectors there, but that's your speedometer, digital readout. And this is a little shift light right here for you. So you can see, pretty straightforward, pretty simple stuff. Overall, like I said, a really clean bike. So if you're somebody that's looking for a SuperSport, this is a great option. The R6 has more than enough power. It is gorgeous looking. Still, I mean, this is going to be a classic looking bike and still a modern looking bike 25 years from now. It just has that look. It has the stance. It's got everything that you'll want in a modern super bike, sport bike, SuperSport rather, 600cc. But, you know, again, super capable bike. You know, the dual disc brakes, the suspension, upside down forks. You know, these things are born and bred to go ripping around corners. And most of us, you know, we're never going to take these bikes to the full potential. And on a regular road, you shouldn't be doing that. It should just be enjoyable to go riding if you want to get into the twisties. Well, these are super fun if you start learning to lean and you start getting into that little bit of a sport style mode, in a racing type of mentality, as far as, you know, how you body position, get your seat off, your butt off the seat one side or the other, and you start leaning and getting in the corners. But really where this bike is going to shine and show its true potential is if you take it to the track at a track day. This is where, and you'll see a ton of them there. These bikes are totally thrown out through the track days because they're so good for a track day machine. And there's parts available. You can get pretty much anything that you're looking for the R6s. They are very popular, and you can see why. It's a great looking bike, you know. I love the look of them. You can't beat it. Such an aggressive look. One of the coolest things about Yamaha is they design with something in mind called condo, where basically they want it to be artful and beautiful, and then tell the designers, hey, go make this work. So sometimes when you see stuff from Yamaha, it doesn't look as conventional as everybody else's. It looks a little different or a little bit more aggressive. Well, that's the reason for it, because those guys over there just have an approach from a more artistic and a beautification standpoint, where they want it to be functional as well, but they want it to also be beautiful. And you can absolutely tell that they've hit the mark on this bike, as well as pretty much all their bikes. You know, for me, I just like motorcycles. I love them all. There's not really an ugly bike to me. They're all two wheels and a motor. They're just great. And they offer so much fun. And the fun thing is that you get to pick the personality of your bike. So you can make it as to what you want. All the aftermarket stuff that you're looking for, it's all available. If you can think of it, it's probably out there. So if you are digging the 2007 Yamaha YZF R6, give us a call, 717-273-1809. Now you can see the full list of inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We have some financing options available. We can ship bikes, deliver them. Whatever it is that we really need to do to accommodate you, we try to do our best so that this gorgeous R6 can be in your garage waiting for you to open up the door, to thumb the starter, get going down the road, and put a big old smile on your face. And that bike would absolutely be doing that for me, for sure. It is beautiful. Now, every one of our bikes gets a 48-point checklist. So, you know, oil and filter, those are basic things for us. So we really try to make sure that when you're picking up your bike from Cycle Hunters, it is as close to 100% as we could possibly make it. So, like I said, oil and filter, those are basic things. We check the charging system. We do what we can in order to ensure that this bike, when it leaves the shop, it is as close to 100% as we can make it. And like I tell people all the time, if the bike needs it, it gets it. It is really just that simple. So don't be hesitating. If you like it, give us a call. But until the next bike, happy riding.